Nice plane. It's straight down the middle. This is the perfect plane. Everybody's going to get the positions they want. Now, the question is, will we see any clashes? It's basically going straight over the top of Severny, straight down to, I would say, military bases, even maybe just about radar tower at best. So it's a perfect drop. It doesn't mean nobody going to go after Zaki. Optic are going to go over towards North Georgia Pole along with the Vanguard. You can see Ghost. They're going over to Kameshki, Stauber. LGD have decided to go elsewhere, so they look like they're going for a bit of a spread loot. Kinguin, I expect to be looking at Rozhok and School. It looks like they're going there. TSM to Yasnaya. Method into Pachinki. Doesn't look like anyone's going to mess with anyone. FaZe actually came out pretty early, by the way. They are maybe looking at getting some vehicles and heading in and around Mansion Lipovka and then down to Milta Power. I'm not too sure.
That's exactly what they looted last game because LGD pushed them, so then probably going to think that this is free again for us, so they're going to go to...
Wait, LGD have gone for a split. Look at this. LGD have got Simba, and I think there's another one I can see going towards South George. The other two going to Milta Power.
That's actually a pretty interesting strat. They got Milta Power for free last game, and they're probably thinking we can take it for free again, but we can do a 2-2 split. We can send 2 guys to South George and 2 guys to Milta Power, so they control 2 sides of the map, which I'm curious to see how that's going to work out for them when the circle does once appear, how they're going to rotate.
Sun Sisters have changed up. They've been hitting Primorsk yesterday. They've decided to go into this middle spread loot. That's going to kind of run into Chaos's territory, I can see. Also LGD in and around there as well. They're trying to find a vehicle. So Sun Sisters and LGD, Mengzinger, I think it is, actually, I tell a lie. Cloud9 themselves and Tempo Storm very close to one another, but they're both heading over. So don't know where Cloud9 are going to head. Tempo Storm tend to go west coast. Cloud9 look like they ordinarily would be South Georgia Pole. The circle comes in, and it is a very northerly circle. There is easily 50% water in there once again, which means the landmass will be very small and encompasses across. Zaki pretty much over towards close to the hills of Stauber. So Rozhok just about edging in there. So expect to see a lot of people moving towards those northerly compounds. There's not a great deal of compounds in those hills.
No, exactly. We see here KSV, Avanga, and Optics taking the Georges. South George for KSV and Avanga and Optic with the North George. The usual spots not really getting contested so far. And yeah, the circle goes to Noble yet again, and Severny. They jumped early. That's a strat. That's a strat that Noble liked doing, jumping early from the plane. They saw Severny was free. They were going to go Zaki. They were like rotating that way, but they turned around and saw that Severny was free and just took it. Now they're just banging the middle.
Severny is ordinarily Ghost territory, so it's kind of ballsy that they went there. Ghost obviously went over towards Stauber side, but you can see it's a big northern circle. It does open up the fields, and remember, a Vanguard won this circle last time. And it's one of those things, right? They don't need to rotate. They just need to run up to that hill just to the north of Georgia Pole and start picking fights. And that's what worked so well for them. Bearing in mind, Vanguard are just 100 points behind Optic. Well, 98 if you want to be precise.
Yeah, Vanguard struggled with rotations outside of their looting spawns. But now this is the game that they won yesterday and again and again. If they get into fights, as you see, Drain is actually rotating in towards the hills. It might get a good spot there as we see Noble looting Severny bang in the middle. This is a circle that we saw yesterday. A lot of teams like to rotate early. As we just mentioned, there's not that many compounds. So we're going to see a few teams going in pretty early just to secure those compounds and get a good spot into the later circles.
So LGD lose their first man. That's going to be Mengzing, I believe it is. I'm sorry, people, if I butchered his name. I'm very well known for butchering names left and right, even English names, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I don't think I've messed up Scoom before. I think that's a very hard one to mess up, really.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, could add a couple of extra oohs in there. I think I probably did before.
We see Method, the usual, rotating super fast from Pachinki. They did this in game 2 yesterday where they ended up second place. They ended up going to the bunkers. I'm curious if they're going to be feeling comfortable going to the bunkers again just because it worked out so well for them. But they're rotating right now. They have a few teams ahead of them, though, as we see Kinguin looting the school. They're normally a team that like going South George, and obviously they got bullied away by KSV. So they're now looting schools / apartments and a little bit of Rozhok. They actually have all of them for free in the middle of the map right now, Kinguin. So they're going to have easy lootings and a lot of cars around this area to rotate out of.
We actually owe them an apology as well, because we did say they were very late on the rotations because they used to South Georgia Pole, but unfortunately Miraku actually, that's how you make the vehicle drive better, by the way.
Yeah. You don't want the wheel of the...
Get rid of that third wheel and make it down to a 2-wheeler. Method making his way in, as we said. Now, are they going to try and set up for a kill here? Because they can see Moody coming behind him. It looks like they may well be.
The only scary thing about this method rotation is
they're going to go for Moody. Look at this. 80's set up for it. Andy's set up for it. Cloud9. Frexis going to try and get away from this one. I don't think he's going to have a chance. And Cloud9 will lose 2 early on. And Method with the 2 kills. Now, Method themselves did very, very well to reach the top 5 in the last game. Andy Pyro really held his nerve for a long time to take those shots on a Vanguard.
Yeah, he did hold his ground and just waited until the perfect moment just to get an extra kill. But yeah, Method getting these 2 kills right off the bat is going to give them a good boost. They're going to get another vehicle. They just stopped to get there were 4 guys in 1 UAZ. They were stopping to get another vehicle, and now obviously C9 just gifted them now. So they're going to have 3 vehicles going in, which is really good for them. So you see some teams rotating, Kingwing rotating pretty early, TSM the same, 1 minute 11 seconds before the circle starts to shrink.
And this is what we're talking about, right? There's not many compounds, so you either want perfect hillside position, which Smack is now scouting out for them, or a Vanguard and Optic actually clashing as well in the hills, because they only need to run out of North Georgia Pole. And 17 looks like he tried to make the push early, but he's caught between Drainish and Keen. And we saw, obviously, yesterday, this was how they got the 17 kills. Yeah. 17 is not going to survive. Keen will pick himself up.
This is pretty much deja vu from yesterday. This is the same issue. Optics actually, one of them died by a Vanguard on the rotation, and I feel like this is a similar situation again. A Vanguard holding these hills, and we see KSV just rotating just below them. And Ghost Gaming far east, we're starting to rotate as well. A few teams on the eastern side, Kingwin, Method, and TSM kind of nearby each other.
TSM got this little compound to the side. Nobody gone to that compound to the north, which I think Noble should end up there. But if they're not quick enough, they might get caught out and lose it, because it's a very strong compound just on that coastline, which I believe Noble were holding, weren't they, last time we were in this situation. So this is like game 2 yesterday. It's all a mirror match right now at the moment. Noble do manage to take down Define Legit, the captain man just getting taken down by Noble there. So Ghost Gaming find themselves 1 down. Noble going to be happy to pick that up. By the way, keeping their consistency, another 6th place finish in that last game. Looks like Kingwin on foot heading in. They've got to be careful they don't run into Method here, as Gax is taking just a little scout alongside Larson. They've had themselves a compound behind. They're about to be pushed by Sun Sisters, it seems, from behind as well. So everybody rotating very early in. The late movers will be obviously Rogue, who are way down on Sosnovka. Vitality looting out continually. They always tend to be very late moving into Vitality, keeping themselves consistent. They're still in 3rd place. FaZe now also snuck themselves into 6th place with 941 points. They are still looting in and around Lipovka. Yeah,
we see Kingwin here. They've decided to split a little bit, and you have Larson on the hills, because if you play the specific compound that Kingwin's playing right now, you don't want to have everyone in the compound, because if the team sneaks up on top of your hill, you're going to get surrounded, and then you're going to get trapped. So Larson is holding. Gaxi was helping him as well, but I think Gaxi went to loot something, and they're all going to push up on the hills, because that compound is not that great to be in, and Sunnis does stop at the shack, a pretty good spot. But if they get surrounded right now, they could get pushed out. They have all their vehicles, but Kingwing seems to be pushing this, if I'm not mistaken.
Noble and Ghost Gaming once again. Ghost Gaming getting pushed. They're forced down on the coastline onto the rocks, and that is not a pretty place to be. You can see Boom trying to land the shots, and Erdaculus will manage to land it. As Godspeed said, don't talk to Erdaculus about tactics. He just knows how to shoot. And he absolutely does. And Ghost, who just picked up the chicken dinner, if Austin goes down, they could go down in 16th place here after a great start in game number 1. It is a disaster. And Erdaculus is moving straight up. Noble are going for the kill here. They're going to try and push up. Just 1 hit, maybe finish that car off. You can see they get a shot on towards Austin. McCoy does get resurrected. Can he get Profi back up? It looks like they're going to have to go for the water. McCoy dives in, and Ghost Gaming are in serious, serious trouble. There's 1 member, Natural's about to come up above them, so he's going to have the high angle, and this is really nice pincer move from Noble.
Yeah, exactly. They know that Ghost just had an amazing game. They know they're 5th place, and Noble they're right behind them in the leaderboards. So they know that Define Legit also died. Get these 2 knocks, and they're just pushing aggressively. A really smart play. Now Austin and McCoy down into the water. Hitting the water now is, if you focus fire on them, it can be easy shots. So they're going to hold this, and they might finish Ghost Gaming right now.
Decent loot for them as well, remember. Don't forget, they've obviously only been Severny with 4 players, so it's not exactly ideal for loot. McCoy got absolutely nothing left. Just a single tap would work it. He's going to have to pop up sooner or later for air. You can see Erdaculus trying to get vision on them, saying, okay, they've gone deeper, but Natural has perfect vision. As soon as he comes up, 1 little tap. Oh, so close to take McCoy down. And he will get finished off. Austin, the last man standing. He's going to be out there. It'll take them a while to finish this off. So let's have a look at the rotation. rotations while they try and pick off the mermaids, effectively. Vanguard in the hills, standard position for them. Rogue now making the way in towards Everest. You can see Chaos and LGD coming in from Watertown or Sunken City, whatever you prefer to call it. Vitality now making the rotation. FaZe going way up north once again.
This is the typical FaZe rotation.
FaZe, with the rotation they're going to go, I expect them to swing around Severny, but if they don't, they're going to run straight into Noble.
Yeah, FaZe love playing this specific circle. They go around Stalba, go in really safe and just play the east side and hope for them to shrink on the east. If not, they just play it really slow and scout their way in. As we see Kinguin. Sunnisters actually ended up leaving this place they were at and went to the shooting range. So Kinguin were just right behind them and they were not feeling safe there, so they had to abandon. And I think Noble backed off from Austin, then they went back to the compound. They didn't want to overextend themselves to kill Austin. So he's left alone.
Vanguard about to get a crate drop, it seems. Don't know what's going to be in that, whether we're going to see Draenius maybe picking himself up an M24 or an AWM. Rogue now into the edge. You can see they're moving in towards the compound just to the south. Tempo Storm still very late on the rotate. They've going on that spread loop for a while. Here comes Vitality, of course, the number 3 team at the moment. They're coming straight in towards Kinguin and TSM. TSM holding the small bunker to the west, to the east side of the shooting range. Yeah, they're going to run straight between them. And as they pass by, this is all the information that's being given out. You can see TSM are going to pop out, Kinguin are going to pop out. Vitality, they need a big win here. They need to get themselves some serious points today. As Gaxi, well, he will get knocked, but he gets the kill. Shiv will go down. Now, Miraku nearby, so he should be able to get him straight back up.
Yep. That was a really tough rotation. Kinguin just doing a massive spread on that hill and just catching Vitality off guard. And now we see Shiv go down, and all 3 of Vitality are just rotating back. And we're just going to take the gas station, unfortunately for them.
See, for me, they got to a known, right? They had to play edge there. They were trying to go way too central for coming in so late.
And you don't get info of that hill either. You don't see the players until you just drive beside them. So it's kind of a bit risky rotation by Shiv there. I would have just rather taken the safe compounds they just passed by.
So you can see how close people are. Optic now peeking up. They're going to see KSV. KSV themselves taking the bunker that Method were holding, of course, in the second game yesterday. Noble has managed to find the Sun Sisters. Okay, so Noble picking up kills, by the way. They're on the rotate as well. They were in Severny, of course, picked themselves up 3 kills on Ghost already.
See them.
Now they're making their way on the hillside. So if they collect that next kill, that will secure them the 4th, as you see Sun Sisters down. Nearly managed to collect a Daculus on the way down there. They're actually going to push on this.
I think they're going to push to the shacks and try to control that. The only risk, actually, they're going to go past the shack and go to the ridges, which is pretty nice.
They want to go aggressive. Yeah. Because Sun Sisters, you can see they're down in the bunker. If they just completely push, which is what they're going to do, they know Sun Sisters are absolutely pinned. Noble wants some kills. Remember, Noble sitting in a decent position. They've had themselves a 5th, a 5th, a 5th, a 6th, a 6th. They are very, very consistent here. And if they can collect a bunch of kills, it will certainly be very good for them. Mexi goes down to Kinguin while this has happened. You can see Gaxi there finishing off the kill there. So Kinguin get themselves the 2nd kill of the game as Noble and Sun Sisters continue to fight. You can see FaZe off the distance taking shots onto Noble. So while Noble are pulled up thinking they're safe, their aggressive push on Sun Sisters is being hampered now by FaZe taking shots.
Which is a weird thing from Noble. Noble are known to be a bit more passive. They have not that many kills even though they've placed really well. But this style of play right now, playing super aggressive, is a little bit switch from Noble, and it's kind of...
They're giving up on it, aren't they? They're realizing, okay, this is not safe. And now they're going for safe ground. I think they just wanted, they were like, okay, we got a knock, let's push on it.
Yeah.
Which is what you'd see FaZe doing all the time, of course, right?
And Kinguin, as we saw, got a kill on FaZe when they were rotating as well.
That was either a really long-range shot from Gaxi. It didn't look that long, did it?
No, it was Mexi rotating. He was right beside them.
Been away from, So TSM, they see they're in the bunker. They've gone for a 2-2 split here. Miraku.
We see Gaxi with an M249 actually. So that's a really big gun, a really good gun for Wrangle because there's a lot of vehicles and the M249 is just a vehicle killer. So Gaxi with that weapon might be doing some work.
Tempo Storm, by the way, Tempo Storm is still outside the circle. This is the 2nd circle that's slowly collapsing. They're still looting South Georgia Pole. They're just off to the edge of the left of the screen at the moment. We don't even see them, but they're still outside the blue, looting away. So they've come all the way up the west coast and continuing their loot spree because if you remember rightly, the circle-wise, only KSV kind of went through South Georgia Bowl, so there's still probably quite a lot of loot to be had there, a lot of meds, which is what they're going to be looking for. Optic, though, looked like they may well run into KSV. You can see KSV sort of collapsing in and around their vehicles. Hetra's been on this hillside for a while. Now they hear the Trike and the Hip-Hop moving up on the Dacia, trying to get in there. Sexy Pig looks like he's starting to look this way. Esther's getting a peek, so they hear the vehicles moving in. Now, Optic, of course, leading at the moment with 1,306 points, had a 12th place finish in the last game. Do look like they've got themselves some pretty fat loot there with tier 3 helmets, but KSV, they are looking for points themselves. They really need to put a stop to something here, and taking Optic down would be a massive boon for them.
Exactly. They heard the shots. They were starting to push a little bit, but they didn't want to risk pushing too much further in case they get a little bit sandwiched. So KSV just holding down. Yeah, Optic down to 3. They did lose one player, 17 to Avanga a little bit early on in the start of the game. And this circle is starting to shrink. Everyone pretty much settled into place except for Tempo Storm. They're still outside the circle looting. So everyone's pretty happy. I mean, there's quite a lot of room around the center of the map right now between Method and LGD. There's a big, massive gap there.
I'm surprised that KS have chose to play Edge, because they moved up really early on, and they've kind of just sat around that garage for a very long time. Cloud9 have done the same. They're still sitting in Rostock, so on the very much the edge of the circle. We don't know, of course, where the circle is going to swing to for the third as it collapses in. You can just see on the left side now Tempo Storm coming over North Georgia Pole's bridge. That's crazy. They're so late moving in here. They're coming across. They think they're coming across open ground, but it's really not open ground there. Optic and KSV and Vanguard. That's not a place I'd want to be. But there's the circle shift, and it goes right on top of Method and Kingwin. Are they going to get a little bit of luck here? Method themselves, who've been fairly consistent, and Noble, pretty much central in this one. Tempo finally getting inside, still outside the blue at the moment.
Yeah, TSM also in a pretty good spot on the northeast. It's pretty much the most clear. No one else is coming from there, so they're going to have an easy rotation.
FaZe on the move.
FaZe are indeed on the move, and Tempo Storm just stopped at the ridges. They're going to heal outside the blue as we see on the screen, and KSV hearing Optic on their rotation. So
the problem here is that it's shooting range, right? That's inside. There's a massive bank of hills all the way around the edge there, so anybody inside can... Sun Sisters are inside shooting range. FaZe have just, you can see, come up on the hillside. Optic are rotating past them. Now FaZe have got themselves into 6th place already. You can see Yempty there. He's got Hip-Hop down. They see the rest of Optic. While this is happening, of course, all the fire's being drawn because Noble are down in shooting range as well. Vanguard having to try and move out their apartment. They were in the complex, and Esther from KSV has managed to knock one. They have this open hill they have to run down. You can see them trying to get on the hillside and just getting picked off by KSV. So this is deadly for Vanguard, who picked up so many kills in this same situation yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. And we see Tempo Storm now starting to rotate on the north side. Everyone's pretty much getting in except for KSV, Vanguard, and TSM, and they're all on the west side. Same for Ghost Game in Austin. Unfortunately, he was left alone. We saw earlier his teammates die. He's going to have to come in from the north side, and it seems to be the most packed. So I'm curious to see how that goes. KSV is starting to run and rotate with their vehicles on our screen right now. Going to run into possibly FaZe and a Vanguard in a few seconds as we see the map. Few shots going here and there, but no one really knocking his soul.
Where's Tempo going to go? They've come in so late, and they're running between everyone, right? They're
half HP as well.
Poor old Austin's on his own. They're actually going in towards Austin's complex. Is Austin going to fire? Is he going to hold his nerve? Because he's the last member of Ghost Gaming, remember. They definitely don't want to go down to 15th. They won't hold, they won't stop there because Tempo, it's not inside the circle. LGD themselves also down one man, and some weird split strategy they're trying to run. You can see TJW way up in the coastlines. They're all trying to move in. KSV are about to trip over FaZe, it seems, on the hillside. So you can see Haxetti here for KSV coming right up towards them, just up this ridge.
Yeah, FaZe have the upper ground, but they're down to 3 players. And Sims landing pretty good shots right now onto Jempty.
Vanguard are taking shots on them as well. So if KSV go the other side of the hill, they run into Vanguard. If they come this side, they run into FaZe. Drainus actually finds Haxetti, and he will finish him off. So Drainus pushing up here. KSV trying to get themselves a kill. FaZe are just being sandwiched by both teams. Fuzzface got nowhere to go. He's getting tagged up. They've got to try and get in that shack with Yempty. Sims, you can see pushing up on him. One nade will finish it off. Is he going to try and breach it? Is he going to be able to find Fuzzface? Because KSV are right on top of them now. Yeah, look at that. 4 members of KSV. Sexy Pig keeping the back covered. Vanguard just trying to get a couple of shots from range here with the Grozer, actually. Is he going to be able to land it?
They're going to start to push into Jempty. FaZe.
Oh, he gets the double. FaZe managed to pick up 1, 2. Esther goes down. Sims is also getting picked off here. This is not how it should be. A simple nature have dealt with this as they try and push in. FuzzFace gets himself Yoon down as well. FaZe have taken 3 members of KSV down. Can they get the last man? Yoon will get picked up by Onu, and now Vanguard are going to try and leap on this one as Sexy picks the last man standing for KSV. That should not have happened.
No, that should not have happened. They tried to push Jempty out of that shack, and 2 guys get knocked by FuzzFace and Jempty at the same time, whilst Vanguard got a third knock in there. So KSV Sexy picked the last man standing, and Vanguard know that KSV and FaZe are doing pretty well in the, well, at least FaZe is doing really well on leaderboard, so we're going to continue this aggression. They know they lost 2 players, so they want to continue and wipe out FaZe so they can pass them in the leaderboards. Well, they are beating them right now, but get an even bigger lead. So we're going to see a Vanguard push this shack most likely, so pretty tough spot for Jempty.
Circle update you can see as well just came in. Method, Kingwin still inside there. Noble as well and Optic. They're all got themselves a little complex. LGD also inside, but it's a Vanguard that are pushing up onto FaZe. FaZe down in 6th place, really want to get some bit of points, but a Vanguard, they are in 2nd place and chasing. They've already got the 3 kills on the board. Ghost Gaming actually might draw their attention here. You can see Austin. He's going to go down. That's Ghost Gaming going out in 16th place. Onu will collect himself the kill there. There's a knock on FaZe. Avengar are going for it. Keen's going to go blasting around the corner. FuzzFace will go down. It's FaZe in 15th place in game number 6. Not the finish they were looking for.
No, exactly. No, after such a good game 5, both FaZe and Ghost are the first 2 teams to go out in this game number 6. And Avengar with just the aggression and just pushing and just getting those kills. So really good spot by them. And now completely kind of clearing the west side. Only KSV Sexy Pig is left alone on that side. And we see Gaxi here fighting against TSM right now.
They're all pushing up. Now, Tempo Storm are kind of coming up behind TSM as well. So TSM are in a dangerous position where they might get sandwiched. They're pushing in towards Kingwin, who've got this really wide spread along the hill. So you can see Gaxi, Miraku, Lars, and then all the way down to Vard, who's maybe looking at securing this complex now. Vitality and Rogue also about to trip over each other. You can see Shadow here. He's got Chaos behind them, but their shots are being drawn the attention. Rogue are about to come over the hill right behind them. Shadow and Monkey have got no idea what's happening. Here comes Yannick, and this is Vitality, the number 3 team, just getting wiped out. Ewan comes around. He gets himself 2. They're looking for Oroxes, who's off on the left-hand side, and this is disaster. He's jumped in a vehicle. Now, where's he going to be able to get away to? And that's the question. He's going to try and blast it away, but he's heading in towards Vard, who might spot him from Kingwin, and that is just another team that's in the top 3 that are causing real problems. Kingwin force Oroxes is going, I don't know where he's going to go, because he's got to pass around. Kingwin have already got him spotted. They've got this entire spread. Where's Oroxes going here? Because he's either going to go into TSM or Tempo Storm if he goes further north. It's Kingwin he's going to try and pick the poison with.
Yeah, this is a disaster for all these teams that are on the top of the leaderboards right now, except for Vanguard. Kind of doing bad. Now we see Tempo Storm shooting at C9. C9.
That's out. They're out. They're done.
They lost 2 players early on, as we saw. Now they're just wiped out as the 14th place team. C9 out of it, and TSM right now just south of Tempo Storm. But Kingwin with the spread that they're doing, they're playing a super high risk positioning, but because they are kind of on the lower of the leaderboards, they need a game where they're going to get a lot of kills, and that's exactly what Kingwin is doing right now, controlling so much area. So we see
Chaos. Rogue.
Chaos.
Well, Method just as well. The main Method are going to hear a lot of shots. They've just heard Rogue taking out the majority of Vitality. Oroxes is just about creeping in. You can see him just coming into the right side of the screen, creeping up on the hillside. Rogue realize they've got Chaos nearby. Everybody takes a tree. Tries to find Fiend is just behind that bush. Look, he's got no cover at all.
This is a different strategy from Chaos. Chaos is so known to just go right in the middle of every rotation, and they've kind of adapted this game, playing a little bit more edge, playing more safe, staying 4 players, because Chaos normally lose 1 or 2 super early on, and they're left with 1 guy at the end snaking, but they're actually playing as 4 right now, so we're going to see a team fight from Chaos for the first time against Rogue.
Circle collapses. KSV still got Sexy Pig alive. A Vanguard still down low. They're going to be hearing the Sun Sisters taking shots. They might pushing them. Sun Sisters, I think, have to go towards the Vanguard. So we'll look at that in a second, because this is where the action is. Jazza has a good angle onto Chaos. You can see they're pushing up. Oroxes has been spotted. He's getting shot at as well. As Fiend tries to self with 1. Pops up, gets Fuffins down. Fuffins got Smitty at the same time. Jazza takes the shots. He gets himself Smitty in reply. And it's a 2-for-1 so far between Rogue and Chaos.
Yeah, all of Chaos.
Method are coming. Method are joining the fight. Method are hearing the shots and running up towards the hill. So just to the right-hand side of Rogue right now, Method are about to breach this hill. Yannick's coming across here. They're going to toss the nade out, and here comes 80. 80's hearing all this action. Method 1 kills. They realize, 10 points per kill. It is massive. They come around. They find Yannick. They get the knock on Yannick. Here comes Turtle. He's got himself a perfect shot. A grenade right now would absolutely finish them. One member of Chaos is running for his life. That is going to be MPX. He's getting the hell out of there. And now Rogue are absolutely sandwiched. Leighton's gone for a flank around the side. 80 coming over the top. He finishes off Fiend as well. Steals himself a kill away from Rogue there. And now you can see Leighton getting the pincer on them. Ewan's got nowhere to go. And Rogue are absolutely pinned.
Yeah, this is perfect by Method, exactly what they're doing right now. They don't need to stay in the compound. They were hearing these shots from the south side. They saw the knocks, and straight, as soon as they saw those knocks, they pushed. They wanted to control this south side, clear all the teams in the south side, so then they can easily have a next rotation to go into the north. And they're just down to 2 right now for Rogue, and Method are just going to hold them right now as the zone is starting to eat Ewan and Jazza.
Yeah, the zone actually swung to shooting range. It's very much shooting range hillside, so it's gone a Vanguard's way. Sun Sisters, LGD, Noble, they're all inside it. Tempo Storm as well. TSM need to make their way down, but you can see Rogue, they're trying to blast the way out of it. Can Ewan get away? It looks like he may well have, but Method, of course, secure themselves some kills, but now they need to move as well because they're right on the edge of the circle. You can see KSV, Optic still all in there. LGD very much aware of a Vanguard pushing up against the wall. They're alongside them, so you can see they're trying to get some peeks on them. Noble still down in the ditch. Now, Noble in a really tricky spot because if someone comes over the hill, they're going to see them clearly. And the only person I can think of right now is Method and Kingwin that could do this. Method and Kingwin, by the way, trading blows the other side, still outside the circle, as TSM tried to creep the way onto the back of Tempo Storm.
See, Ewan actually drove by into TSM and kills break.
Well, out of nowhere, I mean, we saw him having to escape, so Rogue really fighting for their tournament lives at the moment. TSM themselves are sitting in 7th place on the scoreboard, so they could do with a decent finish, and they will find Ewan. He will go down. That's Rogue going out in 12th position as Kingwin now start coming over the brow of the hill. Miracle kind of cut in that shack at the moment. Tempo Storm have him pinned at the moment. You can see Tempo have a decent angle on Noble if they were to look, but they can't look because TSM will take shots on them. It's that horrible triangle of a locked position. Optic looks like they're trying to find themselves a position. A Vanguard taking a shot on them, so they're realizing they got to back away as Method and Kingwin find the edge of the circle. Where will it swing next? Because it's going to open up. If it goes north, it's horrible. Shooting range is wide open. If it goes south, everybody in shooting range has to make this bare naked run up the hill.
Exactly, and we just saw one of KSV, I think the last member of KSV dying to, I believe it was Hetro that just got the kill, and it just shrunk all the way down.
A shooting range finish. I've not had one of these in a very long time because it's so open. There's like these small little ridges, but now Method, Optic, Kingwin, Tempo Storm are blasting it in there right now. Sun Sisters are lighting them up along with Noble. TSM are getting picked apart by Gaxi here, though.
Yeah, TSM in a really tough spot right now. They're getting pushed by Kingwin, who have the higher ground.
Larson's coming around the flank. Look at Larson. He's on a perfect flank around the back of them, so they've all gone to ground. MPX just found Turtle. He's going to go down, so that's Chaos going out in 10th place, but Larson is about to trip over aim, gets a pure shot on him. Easy stuff for him there. And now Viz, the only man standing for TSM, who were 7th place before this. They see the smoke. They know he's in there, and this is going to be an easy finish for Kingwin. By the way, Kingwin, they really need a big finish, and this could be their big chance.
But they have a really tough rotation because the next one, Tempo Storm, will see them coming from the south, and Noble actually rotated out of that into the middle of the shooting range, and Miracle is just getting shot by Andy, landing a perfect shot from the far away from southwest.
M24,
actually.
That's what I like to see. Andy Pyro using one of those big boy guns. Optic still alive, by the way. Obviously the #1 team at the moment, into the top 10.
Smokes by Larson to get a res on Miracle if possible, as the circle starts to shrink in, and now Kingwin is a pretty tough spot.
Viz is still alive. He's got to move. The blue's on him now, so the back up on his back. You can see a Vanguard. They're pushing up. LGD Noble inside there, which is what Keen's looking at. Obviously, that's where Noble were, but they're no longer in that position. So they've got this horrible position, right? Because Optic could come down and have a clear view, because they've got no cover here. The only cover is the defilade that looks into the shooting range. So anyone that comes over the brow, like Optic, has a clear view on them. TSM does pop up. Miracle will go down. Viz finally alive, still going, and Kingwin lose one. Method blasting in there. Andy Pyro trying to jazz his way down in the vehicle. Will he be able to survive it? Larson will get knocked out of the vehicle as they get in there. Kingwin trying to move in. Kingwin are coming right up on top of them. A Vanguard will get picked off. This is the hillside I was talking about, but a great shot from Mumino will land, and Optic will get knocked.
Yeah, but still Bahawaka, last one remaining from Optic. I believe he's really close to the circle. And we saw Method, yeah, getting shot at 80 is knocked. Leighton is knocked. Only
Andy's
Andy
the last
yet
man again, yeah. But he's not got a great deal of cover. Avanga, once they're cleaned out here from Optic, if they do get cleaned out,
push out
they
Andy.
have an easy shot on Andy.
Yeah.
Noble, by the way, are pushing LGD. They know they're inside the compound somewhere. Tempo Storm on the ridge. Vis still alive as Kingwin fall. They go down into 9th place, so they were wiped out, having such a good spot. Now Vanguard, with 8 kills, looking like they might have another massive game.
This goes down, so they end up 8th place for TSM, unfortunately, there. As we see Bahawaka.
Vis going down, yeah, so he gets himself the kill. Tempo. So Sun Sisters have been in this complex the whole time, by the way. They've just crept in. There's Bahawaka. Optic could be going down. That will be 7th place for Optic. So Avanga wiped them out. Remember, Avanga are only 100 points behind. They have 9 kills and counting with 19 alive. They could collect another massive round like they did yesterday.
And this is a perfect circle that they did in game 2. It was a northern circle. They played it on foot, and they just, with their aggression, going for kill after kill. And this game is just the same thing again from Avanga, pushing every single time and getting kills.
Tempo on the move. Tempo coming around. You can see Sun Sisters, Wesker has a perfect shot on them, but Andy may well get wedged. The circle updates, and Avanga move around. Now, Noble and LGD are very much inside where the white circle is. You can see they've got those small compounds. Andy lying prone. Avanga will have a clear view on him. Just a small hill is all that's protecting him as Tempo creep themselves around. Drainish trying to line up the shots. He sees the Sun Sisters in there. Now, they're going to be hearing these shots in the distance, so they know Tempo's pushed up as well, but they have this one burnt-out wreck that's keeping them cover inside the circle.
Yeah, this is just going to be a crazy ending right now. It could be anyone's. I mean, Tempo still have 4 players. Noble still have 4 players. Avanga was still 4. LGD with 2. Sun Sisters with 3. Method alone with 1. So here we come. And Avanga getting a knock on Noble. Noble are all hiding pretty much just right in front of them. And Avanga is getting a few pickings. And Sun Sisters leaving.
Pushing. Drainus is going to find them. Gets himself a tag. Will get the knock as well. And Avanga continues to collect kill after kill after kill. They're up to 11 and counting. And like you say, this is just perfect for them. Mumino finds another. Noble gets picked apart as well. They have this perfect little flank. There's nowhere to hide. Noble have nothing to do. Boom's going to try and get himself creeping away, but Adrenius can spot his legs. They're up to 12 and counting.
This is happening. Tempo Storm is actually pushing on the southeast side against Andy. They're going to walk right in front of them right now.
Andy lies prone, and he will get taken down by Valiant. That's going to be a 6th place finish for Method, keeping consistency in the finishes. But now Tempo have themselves a clear angle, and that's going to be Luke managing to take down Dranis, but Avanga will turn their anger their direction. They still have that car for cover, but Tempo have this entire bank of a hill that will give them everything they need to keep themselves covered. LGD still lying prone in the circle.
LGD is just loving it right now. Every team is around them just killing each other while they're just proning there. Same for Noble. That's what they're hoping. They're hoping for Tempo Storm and Avanga to fight against each other, lose members so they can take out the win.
Circles are not. Noble are into the top 5 again.
Yeah.
Again.
The
consistency has been massive for them, but they haven't been getting the kills. They got Ghost down. Your boy Dre picked off by a nade. Are Vanguard going to try and push on that? I mean, it's a bit of a bloodbath of a run there. Your boy Dre, is he going to get picked off? Will he get revived? Looks like he might just be able to crawl away and get picked up there.
Just
obviously,
back and forth
Keen, I think, went down as well in the distance. It looks like he's going to get revived as well. Mumino gets knocked. Valiant manages to find him. This is putting a big knocking of Vanguard's chances of the chicken dinner here, and Tempo now looking like they have a really good position. They're going to rotate back around. The circle goes their way. Noble inside it with Boom and Natural, but Tempo Storm have themselves the wall, and this is perfect now for them to take a victory. They have been bottom place all of yesterday. It's been a torrid time for them in this tournament, but finally they might find a victory.
Yeah, this is a game they need. Tempo Storm have a win on game 6 and start the momentum for game 7 and 8. They just got a knock on Natural, actually. They spotted him, but Boom actually gets a knockback on Valiant.
Vanguard need to wait their time here. They've got to clear out Noble here because their smokes are down, so Vanguard could be pushing there. Keep looking towards there. Zampa's peaking pretty high here. And you can see Mumino and Keen back up, so Vanguard back to 4. They're pushing. They're about to break through the smoke. Onu's manages to come round. Zampa tries to peek at him. Can he get the shot on the angle? Gets no. Bretek is so low. Doesn't quite get the knock. Your boy Drake down, though. The rest of the Vanguard try and open up. They're trying to blast straight in there. It doesn't quite work out. The brute force angle. Onu manages to get the knock. He's down to nothing, but Maluki puts around the side. The Tempo will be able to finish them off. Vanguard haven't got a lot left. Valiant, the only man standing as Sun Sisters creep up. Keen is still alive for a Vanguard. Onu is knocked. Keen manages to loot out the rest of his teammates.
Yeah,
he tries to run out there.
Noble is down, 5th place.
Sun Sisters, can they really cause a big upset? Keen will go down, so that is a Vanguard still down to 1 man. No, Keen still alive, so they've got Mumino and Keen in there. Simba's got to push in.
They're going to res Oni. Keen is resing Oni right now. Mumino's still alive, so they're going to have 3 players for Vanguard. Tempo Storm also resing.
Simba's got to come in behind a Vanguard here. He's got to hop over that wall. He's going to come straight in behind Mumino. He sees Mumino. It's going to be an AKM straight to the back. Manages to get the shots in, but it doesn't land them. And that's going to be vital because he will go down. It's 4th place for them. Sun Sisters. Valiant pops up. He gets himself 1. Quick response, though, from Onu. With that, Goza doing some serious work. And now Valiant in the lone man standing. 1v2. Sun Sisters.
With 2 players, same for Vanguard with 2 players, with Keen and Oni. And Tempo Storm down to 1 as he landing the res onto...
I mean, Veska's in the prime spot right now. He can hop over the wall, and your boy Dre, who's trying to hold the res, but Onu is there. So if he hops over, he'll get visible.
Yep.
And Mumino also behind him. So Mumino and Vanguard healing themselves up. Your boy Dre, Valiant res, and Maluk's going to get resed as well by your boy Dre. So nobody went aggressive on this, which has given them a really big chance for Tempo Storm, yeah.
There've been so many res. Tempo Storm and Vanguard have been getting knocked left and right now. 16 kills.
16 kills, holy moly. The Russians, they love this circle. If they don't need to use a vehicle, they're good.
This is the last circle as well, so we got a few minutes before the whole thing will shrink in. So we see all teams holding. Tempo Storm with 3.
Fashion here, he could be the key because he's holding a Vanguard back basically because they know that he's off the side there, but they can't see him along with Veska. It's this crazy 3-way shootout. So now Tempo Storm, all 3 alive, all healed up, 10 kills themselves. The walkie outfit not going to work out too much for Valiant, trying to make the calls, but where do you go? Because this is we've had about a minute already, so there's a 2-minute still standoff in this before it starts to shrink. Now, do you go to try and tank it with meds? Do you go for the shots? Because we saw yesterday, it was...
Optic and LGD and TSM freeway.
And Optic went for the kills, and they got the kills.
Yeah, I mean, it depends how many meds you have, and it depends, for example, here, Valiant, he has 3 first aids. He has no helmet, no vest. So he could stay behind the wall and land the meds.
No helmet.
Yeah, and the rest of his teams could land the damage whilst he just heals. That's a really good strat as 3 players, in my opinion. If I was them right now, I would give that call. Land the heals when the circle's shrinking and let the other 2 do some damage and maybe kill the rest of them if possible. But we see a Vanguard. They have no helmets.
No helmet, no vest.
There's been so many knocks. We've seen so many knocks between a Vanguard and Tempo Storm that are left with no helmets and vests right now.
That Grozer at this close range could be massive.
It's going to melt. That will be just a free shot on no vest or helmet, I believe. So it's really going to be crucial for Nick.
The Tempo Storm, I mean, they have the double wall right now. It also depends where it's going to shrink. We don't know where it could go to. It could go north, south, middle. We don't know. It could push him either way.
Yep.
And obviously, the blue damage will chunk you in about 3 hits. Yep. So you have to move with it, or you just try and med through it. I'm just trying to think who can med through it. Tempo Storm can. So Valiant could just stay down. He's got 3 first aid kits. He could try and tank it.
But if he was to do that, he needs to take a little bit damage. Because you can't start your first aid until you take damage.
Yep.
So you need to take a little bit just before it starts shrinking, so you start the countdown of the heal, and then you start healing. Because if that shrinks in and he starts healing it when it's shrinking already in, he might not be able to land that. So here we go, 15 seconds for the shrink, and it's going to be on the northwest side, actually, onto Sunnisters, as you see a little star on the mini-map. That's where it's going to shrink all the way into. So Sunnisters have the circle right now, and Tempo Storm.
They realize it, they've got to push in. So a Vanguard just going to try and hold the ground. They can squeak over to left. Tempo Storm going to flank over right. They find Fiatchen. Now they're going to look for the next one. Wesker gets 1, but he will get taken down. So now it's a Vanguard in a 2v2.
And they can't get up right now.
They can't get over the hill. Mumino manages to peek. Doesn't matter. They will go down. Play zone will take it.
A Vanguard win with 16
will
kills.
Get the chicken dinner purely down to the fact that it goes down. A 16-kill chicken dinner once again. Some sisters are just saying, yeah, well, first place is still fantastic for them. But it's a Vanguard in first, Tempo Storm in second, Sun Sisters in third, LGD in fourth, and Noble in fifth. And that will once again, just like yesterday, skyrocket a Vanguard to the top of the table with a massive, massive 560 points from 1 game.
Yeah, this circles just for North side is just amazing for Vanguard. The aggression and just team fights is just insane. And that ending right now, I think a Vanguard was like, we're trapped, we can't get out. But Tempo Storm are fighting Sun Sisters, so they both did damage against each other. Yeah. So then the blue came and they died. So Vanguard ended up winning. They're pretty anticlimactic for them.
It was 12 kills for Tempo Storm as well. So, you know, 120 points on top of the points to get for second place. So, which is good.
Yeah.
But sadly, Tempo Storm are not in the race. A Vanguard are. Now, we look where Optic are. Optic were in 7th place with 0 kills. So really bad for Optic now because they're going to get passed by. I'm looking at who else could be in there. Obviously, Noble keeping consistency. They get themselves 6 kills. They get themselves another 5th place finish. Method also consistent. They're in 6th place with, I think I can see 6 kills maybe as well. So keeping themselves in there. Everybody else way out of there, like Vitality, etc. Crazy, crazy game. Fantastic stuff. We have 2 more to go. And the